Hello, everyone. This is Sinema77, horror cult film lover. I'm making a video. This is a response video to Horrific Nightmare JM's video, where he challenged everybody who's into horror films and into occult films and stuff to you know get on there and do the top five favorite movies from the year of your birth. And I wasn't tagged in the video or anything, but he did challenge like everybody to take a shot at this. So I thought, what the hell, I'd go ahead and give it a crack. And the year that I was born was 1977. So, got some good movies that came out that year. And I'm going to do some honorable mentions here in just a minute. But I think these are just my personal favorite, 1977 horror films. So hopefully, you like the selections that I picked. So let's go ahead and get started. This one here, she's living in the gateway to hell. We have the Sentinel with John Carradine and Chris Sarandon, and let's see who else is in here. Martin Balsam, Jose Ferrer, Ava Gardner, Burgess Meredith. So yeah, really a good film. I always thought this movie had a good kind of creepy vibe to it, and the ending is kind of a wow kind of an ending. So this is the Good Times DVD. I am aware that there is a Scream Factory Blu-ray of this, and I would like to upgrade to it soon. So hopefully one day I will. But anyway, though, number five, The Sentinel. That's my number five pick. Okay, number four. Yeah, just this one had to be in my top five from '77. We got David Cronenberg's Rabid, which right now the Soska sisters are remaking. I don't really think this movie should be remade, but I mean, it's like, don't judge it till you see it. You never know; they might have a really good take on it. So hopefully it'll be pretty good. But yeah, this movie is classic and great film, and Marilyn Chambers. Is like one of the, I believe it's one of the first times that actually, like, because this is a mainstream horror film, and this is one of the first times that a porn star, Marilyn Chambers, she was known for Beyond the, Behind the Green Door and stuff like that. She was known as that, and she was was it Calgon, whatever it was, So yeah, but this is the first time like a porn star was ever cast as the lead in a mainstream movie, so that was kind of a chance, but it paid off. Marilyn Burns, she did, or Marilyn Burns, sorry, Marilyn Burns. I don't mean to, smirch your memory or anything, but Marilyn Chambers, she did a really good job in this movie, and yeah, just really enjoy Rabid. Love this movie, so that's my number four pick. Number three, we have, of course, 1977. There's no way I could pass this up. We got to have Suspiria, Dario Argento. I saw the remake recently, and I got to be honest, I wasn't really blown away by it. And I mean, I understand that they were going for something different. They weren't really trying to just redo what Argento already did. I think it's one of those movies I'm going to have to watch it again, but because I mean, I know that movie gets a ton of love and praise and everything else, but just I don't know. There was just something about it just didn't work for me. But I love the original Suspiria, and this movie's great. The Goblin soundtrack, of course, is brilliant. So yeah, great atmosphere. The way it's photographed is beautiful beyond recognition. So yeah. So I truly do love Suspiria. My number three. I know some people will probably be like, "That's not your number one. That's blasphemous." But you know, sorry. It's like it. I had to think. Took some time. But okay, number two. My number two favorite horror movie from 1977. I love this movie. I've always loved this movie. I've stated before how much I love this movie. I love it more than the remake, which I know this is blasphemy to a lot of people because, as far as they're concerned, the remake is infinitely superior. I just don't agree with that. In my just my opinion, but um, when it comes to the remake, I think the third act is the only thing that saves that movie. The first two acts is just a remake of this movie and not done as well, in my opinion. But enough suspense. My number two pick is The Hills Have Eyes. Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. The late great Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. I absolutely adore this movie. I've watched this movie like 100 times growing up. I think it's fabulous. I love it. And like I said, just in my opinion, I think the only thing that saved the remake was just the third act, that they were able to have more action, more gore, stuff like that. The first two acts, though, is just a remake of this movie, and to me, it was kind of like the trailer massacre in the remake was kind of more Hollywood, like insert special effects shots right there, where this was kind of more down and dirty, kind of get you right into it and everything, and just certain things for me worked better in this movie. Like I really like the way when uh, oh, what's his name, Mercury or no, Mars. It was Mars. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mars. He's gonna take the Carter's baby, and Dee Wallace comes in, and just the way she plays the part. She's like, "What the hell are you? Where the hell are you going with my baby?" And she starts kicking, and she's fighting and cursing and screaming and yelling and hitting and punching, and just fighting and fighting and fighting. And it's like in the remake, it's like she comes in. It's like, yeah, the guy, Robert Joy's character, Lizard, he breastfeeds on her a little bit, shoots the mom, but it's like she takes a screwdriver, and this is just the way it seems to me. She takes a screwdriver, she stabs into the guy's leg, and then it's like she's just sitting there waiting to be shot. She just like, okay, I just hold on to the screwdriver, and it's almost slow motion. She's like taking the gun out and everything else, and just she sees the gun. It's like she doesn't like take the and just like go after the guy. I mean, she just sits there like she's waiting to get shot. That just always bugged me. I didn't like the way that looked. And then like when you see the mom get blown away, like she's like pulled off and she hits the wall and stuff. It's one of those things you look like, okay, well, is this like a Chuck Norris movie or something? That looks like how somebody would get killed that way in a Chuck Norris movie, and then Chuck Norris would decide he's going to take revenge. But it just, just certain things about the remake bug me, and like when in this movie when Big Bob he goes to the gas station, and Fred almost hangs himself, and Bob stops him from doing it. Then and old Fred, he starts telling this tale about Jupiter, and how he was this abnormal baby, and he came out sideways and nearly split his mother apart, and all these horrible things and stuff like that. Kind of in the mood and the set, and it's dark and it's creepy and atmospheric and shadowy and everything else, and it's almost creepy, like he's telling you this scary kind of like around the campfire kind of spooky story, and just when kind of like when you least expect it, all of a sudden Jupiter busts through the window and pulls Fred out and drags him to his death, where he bashes his head in with the crowbar. To me, that is infinitely more entertaining and interesting and exciting than just in the remake where, Big Bob goes to the station. He sees like body parts and stuff and everything. And then he sees, the guy sitting out in the outhouse, and he's just, I did the best I could, and then shoots himself, and that's it. So yeah, just for me, I'm sorry. Just this is one of those ones. I know everybody's going to disagree with me, but I'm sorry. I'm sticking with Wes Craven here on this one. I think this is just I love this movie better. Now, I mean, granted, yeah, the third act to the remake is more has a lot more action, a lot more gore and stuff like that. But I love this movie, and always have, always will. I'll love this movie till the day I die. So anyway, so that's my number two from 1977. Sorry, went off on a tangent there. Didn't mean to do that, but now before I unveil my number one favorite 1977 horror film, I just wanted to give some honorable mentions. Obviously, David Lynch's Eraserhead, easily. That was an honorable mention. The Car, Shockwaves, Audrey Rose. It was hard trying to think of Day of the Animals, so many other ones. Just quite a number of honorable mentions. But now we're going to go to my number one favorite, and this is from the late great George A. Romero, his vampire classic Martin. So I know there's kind of some debate about this one, but it does say on here copyright 1977, so that's why I went ahead and included it. And for all intents and purposes, I know some people say that no, this movie came out in 76. And some people know it came out in 78. But more often than not, I always keep seeing the copyright day is 1977. So I just pick it as a 1977 film. But this movie is fantastic. It is just so good. One of Romero's best, one of his most intellectual films. John Amplis, who I can't recommend, get on Facebook, follow him. Follow him on Facebook. He'll you ask him a question, he'll reply to you. He's always been great. I've been Facebook friends with him for years, and he's wonderful. I've been able to talk with him about like when he worked on the Dark Half and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't recommend John Amplas enough, and his performance in this movie is nothing short of just magnificent. I always thought he was so underused as an actor, and I always felt that given the chance, I mean, he easily could have been up there with, given more opportunities, he could have been up there easily with like Cary Grant or Clark Gable or Jamie Stewart or something. He had that potential, or he still does. But yeah, just his performance in this movie, Ramiro's writing, Tom Savini's special effects are a lot of fun. But just the way that Ramiro came up with the story, the idea that Martin, instead of being an actual vampire, sleeps during the day, in a coffin and all this stuff. He's a man who, in his mind, he thinks he is a vampire, and that's what he does. He thinks that he needs to drink blood to survive, and Ramiro even said that he based this on or he read an actual incident where a man was going around drinking blood because he thought he had this blood disease and he needed blood to survive, which I wonder if that was the same story that William Friedkin used to make his movie Rampage, which I'm sorry I'm going off on another tangent here, but please could somebody, I don't care who, Scream Factory, Arrow, Kino Lorber, Blue Underground, I don't care, Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, somebody please get the rights to Rampage, William Friedkin's movie Rampage with Alex MacArthur and Michael Biehn, and please put that out on Blu-ray, or at the very least DVD. Blu-ray would be better, but at the very least put it out on, DVD. That movie is fantastic. It needs to be seen. That movie is so good. It's one of those ones, it's like it never got released to Blu-ray or DVD, and it was a VHS back in the day, but seriously, that movie is awesome. It is brilliant. Please get that movie out. Somebody, come on. But anyway, going back to this, but I thought that was a really interesting take that Martin is a man who he believes that he's a vampire, and that he, he thinks that he needs to go out and kill people, and he stalks beautiful women, and he has this stuff that he injects them with and puts them to sleep. Then he uses razor blades and just slits them down the wrist or whatever. Then he gets the blood from, kills them, drinks their blood, has sex with them, and stuff like that. And then he cleans up his crime scene, and then goes about his business. And then he's got this fanatical uncle that he's staying with that also believes that he's a vampire, and and then you kind of realize his family's kind of a little off the tracks, but still, this movie is so good. Ramiro did a great job writing this. There was it's even hinted at in here too, in the commentary and in the documentary and stuff, that that there was, Ramiro had like a 3-hour cut of the movie, which I would love to see that. If there was ever any way to salvage that and put that out for us to see, you bet your ass I'm putting my money down for that. I'll watch that any day of the week. Oh yeah, and then yeah, there are even these wonderful black and white gothic sequences that Ramiro filmed. This movie's got it all. It's beautifully filmed. It's beautifully photographed. The black and white segments are great. Michael Gornick did a great job. Or was it? No, I don't think that's right. I don't think Gornick started doing, I think Ramiro, I think he shot a lot of this. I forget. I'm sorry. But yeah, but I thought Michael Gornick did some director of photography work on this. I'm probably wrong. But anyway, though, yeah, just this movie it's so good, and this movie holds such a place in my heart, and I will cherish this. Another movie I'm going to cherish till the day I die. But George Romero's Martin, as far as I'm concerned, you can't beat it. It's easily one of my. I'm always like saying it's neck and neck between Martin and Tobe Hooper's Salem's Lot as to which one's my all-time favorite vampire movie. I'm always kind of like fighting a battle between those two because they're both brilliant movies, and they're my ultimate favorites. Anyway, that's going to do it. So yeah, to sum up, here we go. Number 5, The Sentinel. Number 4, Rabid. Number 3, Suspiria. Number 2, Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. Number 1, George A. Romero's Martin. So that's going to do it. That's my top favorite 5 favorite horror films from the year I was born, and this is going to be my response video to Horrific Nightmare JM. So if anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry I went off on a couple of tangents, but yeah, just sometimes I get diarrhea of the mouth, I admit it. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And also giving a shout out to Horrific Nightmare JM. He's always been very kind. He's, sent me some very positive, encouraging comments about my videos, which I do appreciate. And yeah, if you're subscribed to me, but you're not subscribed to him, give his channel a look-see. If you love horror movies and stuff like that, he does, really good horror movie reviews and haul videos and stuff like that. He's got a pretty, it's like, I have a nice collection of movies here, but he's got a pretty sweet collection of movies himself. I've seen a couple of his, more than a couple, but I've seen some of his videos and some of the movies he gets. I was like, damn, I'm getting a little jelly, man. He gets good movies. So, but anyway, though, that's it. Again, thank you again for watching. This is Sinema77, horror cult film lover. And thank you very much for watching. Take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.